start. All right, everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. Gonna start our interview series, and we have realBarbLife with us, new YouTuber, new player, which is actually one of the things I was most excited to talk to you about. So, you're an expat living overseas, right?
That's correct, sir.
Awesome. And so everybody knows you're on server 1468, 1468, and you have not played 150 days yet. So you're in your first like 4.5 months or so.
Yes, sir.
And I gotta ask, why'd you start playing this game? Like, did you not read the Google reviews, the iTunes reviews that said stay away? It's a money pit.
Yeah, well, someone has to have a motivating factor to write those things up, so why would I ever read them? But
It's
I got pulled in on the ads. Well, did you ever play the Contra game on the original Nintendo?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, level two where it's showing the back of your character and you're moving into the screen in the hallway. They have an ad that looks just like that, similar, where barrels were rolling forward towards you and you're shooting the barrels.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to play that game.
Yeah. Yeah, they've stepped it up. It used to be puzzles, and now it's now they have these
It's not
ads.
even in the game.
They have these ads
What?
where like zombies and stuff are coming at you on a bridge, and you got a timer to kill them, and barrels, and yeah, I've seen all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. The barrels thing isn't even in the game. They're like, just 100% false advertisement.
Yeah, not at all. Unless it's barrels of your money rolling away.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I will say that Evony used to be awesome. It really used to be awesome. And now it's still really good, but it's a money pit now. Like, you're going to have a lot more
Yeah,
fun if you
the,
pay money.
the level of FOMO, fear of missing out, in their advertising and the way they push the sales and when they get the coupons and when they have the events. Like, I had used all my coupons this event before the 3-day event started for the new generals. And I was like, oh, I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. I would have gone all in depending on the new generals, but I'm not going to buy packs without a double down. But I needed to get at least the general once, so had to drop $400 instead of $200 for one cup with no double down on packages, which is something I've never done before. It just happened this week.
So first, tell me, like, so you started playing, and then immediately you started a YouTube channel, like, document my journey? Like, what happened
Oh,
there?
no, no. I started a YouTube channel back in 2015. I came up with the idea that if I start everything at once, live streaming on Twitch, cutting videos for YouTube, making forums posts, all about Diablo 3 stuff, I was going to put in 90 days, and if I didn't get paid anything by the end of the 90 days, I was going to put it all together. And that's what I did. 90 days came. I was partnered with YouTube very quickly. But the way it was back then is when the paydays come, I don't know how it is now, but if they owed you at least $100, they would send you a check. Well, they only owed me $72 or $77 from the 90 days. I dropped it like a slot, man. I was like, put it all together. And my channel's been dormant since late 2015 all the way up to 2022. And I started posting some videos about EverQuest and Diablo 4, and now about Ebony. But I played EverQuest for the last 21 years, a couple of decades. I still play it.
Okay, I'm not familiar with EverQuest, but I played Diablo 2 a lot, and I quit Diablo 2 because they never came out with the PvP arena. Like, they released it early, and it was an unfinished product, and then a couple months later, they active Blizzard. Was it Blizzard or Activision?
Uh,
Blizzard, I think. Uh,
Blizzard sold to Activision, or was
They sold to
Activision?
Microsoft, but anyways, they
Right.
they came out with League of Legends just a few months later, and then it was just so obvious that they were never going to finish the Diablo 2 product, and all their resources were going towards League of Legends, so I just left that game.
Yeah, I mean, why they didn't come out with expansion after expansion, I don't really understand. You know, like EverQuest, it just came out with its 30th expansion this December.
Yeah, well, Evony like they expand every 2 weeks, even if it's useless. There's something.
They constantly keep adding more generals, which is kind of a pain in the balls, and they're always going to be better than the ones you have built.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm saving up. I'm saving Epic Historic General premiums because they just.
Well, that's what you should do. Like, you could see my screen, right? So you see my screen right now, and I'll show you my general chests, and if I could ever find them. Anyways.
I think I've seen them in your video. You got a few hundred.
Yeah, I got like maybe 200 or so. So right here, 223. And I don't use them ever. That's how like obviously you have to spend to get them, but I don't use them.
Well, I'm going to use mine whenever they they just upgraded the Glory one. When they do that with the premium ones, then I'll open them all so I get, enough to 10-star certain generals in those top or whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm interested on so new server. So is your server peaceful? Like your new servers usually back in the day, it was a war at the start for like months while people kind of measure their units and see who's going to be the leader. But I heard new servers are more peaceful when you join now. So what was the situation on yours?
So there's a certain phenomenon that happens on all the new servers. Happened on mine and probably the last 500 before it, where people that have played before, they play on the new server, they only need to know one thing, how to look at one page that lists power numbers and who's spending money. Because new players don't even know what an alliance is. So they just start an alliance, be the first one to message the people that are spending. All of a sudden, they're a leader of an alliance, and they have no leadership qualities whatsoever. That was the majority of all the alliance leaders on my server, and still is. It's a phenomenon.
I think the amount of players on new servers that are just starting over again, like repeating, trying to get a different result, I'd love to know the percentage of that.
Oh, it's a huge percent. Most people that I've talked to have said they've played before. Listen to me. I had a K, whatever key, or I've played before. I know what I'm doing. But they're just straight up taking advantage of the people spending money because they themselves, they're never going to spend any money. They're just going to look at one spreadsheet, that updates live. Who's spending the money? They only have to look at one set of numbers, get all these people in alliance first, and then just milk them.
So, are you familiar with the player Freedom who quit and dismissed all his troops?
No.
Okay, so there was a player. He was big. He was one of the better guys. He was a big YouTuber, and then one day he just got fed up with how much money was being spent and time in his life, and he made a video, dismissed all his troops. He has a YouTube channel still. He does some stuff where he tries to get people to, I don't know. For a while he was trying to get people to quit the game. Now I think he's trying to help people with addiction and gaming. Anyways, where I was going with that was he said one of the same things was that all these people were just interested in being with him because he could get them stuff. Like they don't spend money, he spends money, so they need him for rallies, they need him for PvP, they need him for everything, they need him to win SVS, and that was one of the things that built up and just really annoyed him about the game and pointed out to him that and nothing in the game is they're not your friends, they're not permanent, that sort of stuff.
No, I get that a lot. People tell me what they expect me to do for them all the time on a daily basis. And it's like, I didn't pay this money to work for you, mother. You know what I'm saying? So on my server, what happened within the first couple of weeks, someone takes the throne. I didn't even know there was a throne. And within minutes of him taking the throne, he sends out an email about the rules for the server are going to be. And I'm thinking to myself, I've spent several $100s on this game. I'm gonna play it however the hell I want to play it. Who is this mother? It must have been real dang important to him personally. Take the throne and just start telling everybody what to do. Wasn't important to me at all, though. And I'm in that guy's alliance now. Like, that's my main alliance, the guy that did that. But it's like the mindset, like, I gotta take this throne. I have to be the first king. Because they know they played before. And then as soon, he doesn't even wait a minute. As soon as he becomes king, he sends out an email, what's the rules for everybody? Like, there's hundreds of people that haven't played before. Like, let them figure out the game first.
So I have to ask about that. So, did you guys have any sort of, like, communication on server of what the rules might be? Like, where were you as a rank on the player at the time, power-wise?
Oh, well, I wasn't spending, like some of these guys that had played before, they knew if they made an initial investment and bumped up in power high early on, they could do things like take all the legendary cities on the map.
Yeah.
Take the throne.
Maybe there was a discussion about rules, but you weren't involved because they didn't think you were important.
Well, there's been discussions about the rules for the last 4 months. First, we were full nap, and then we were top 10 nap, and then we were top 7 nap, and now top 4 nap, and that's probably going to be for the foreseeable future of the server, the top 4. It's perfect to have top 4 because the map is square, and you can each take 1/4 section of the entire map.
Yeah, wait a few months till you all have march speeds that could go to each corner in 2 minutes. You won't think it's a big map.
Yeah, like I've got victory column at level 5. I mean, that 30% is huge. I've got 6 cubings made. So I can.
So where's your power rank on server now?
Oh, I'm number 1 on our server by far.
Okay. So have you guys had SVS or Battlefields yet?
Yep. Oh, yeah. We've had like 5 or 6 SVSs. Okay,
nice. And how does it go with like wings? Are people like begging, being like, hey, it's the same people all the time for top 5. Can you let other people in?
Obviously want us to sit out, and we've been sitting out for a while for SVS, and now we're at the point where we have like 6 people that need the throne. So we have like six or 7 more people that have Wonder 2 unlocked. Wonder 1 unlocked from SBS, but they need the throne to have Wonder 2 unlocked.
Yeah, so there's no reason to sit out right now. Keep playing, and maybe more people will get it legitimately.
I've told them at this point, I'm not sitting out until we catch up on these people that need our throne, or we have people over 1 billion power that don't have wings. But I'm not sitting out now, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
Definitely one thing that's discouraging about the game, knowing that people are blatantly cheating on a massive level. I mean, I've gotten emails about people wanting to sell RSS like 10 times. It's like, my opinion about it, if the company breaks the terms of service and doesn't uphold it, then they are going to discourage the people to even play their game. Why?
Yeah, well, the problem with that, like I've been in the game now, I don't know, like maybe 4 years, and I played like early versions of Evony like 20 years ago, and the problem is they selectively punish people. Like, it's not consistent.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you can't have alts, you can't bot, but they can. We won't punish them.
I mean, think about how much manpower it takes to do that. How many
I don't think it's any manpower at all. I think it's just an algorithm. They just look and say, realBarbLife hit 8 keeps for 30 billion in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but how many customer service tickets are going to be generated when they do that, and someone's going to have to look at them?
I think it's a bot program that just reads them all, and you have to reply multiple times before you get past the bot to speak to a human.
No, that's true. There are automated responses.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's a well-built company, like well organized, anything like that. I think they really just lucked into finances and like I think they're surprised at how much money people spend on this game, and they just for some reason they can't go do wrong, and people just keep spending. I don't think they have some sort of master plan.
It is a great game. Like, I had never played a game like this, where, gather your resources, build your city, build your troops. I had never played anything like StarCraft or Civilizations or, I guess the original one was 50, but I never was interested in any game of this style ever. I really like this one. I'll take a look at this one. This one's GG, man. I'm enjoying it a lot, but there are some discouraging things.
The most discouraging thing is the cheating and the lack of enforcement of it. So speaking of speaking of cheating and being a new player, have you seen the large players on Continent 6 with you? Like, do you know what continents are in the game?
Yeah, I know what the continents are, and they still haven't made the cultural cities. Because those are only 5 continents too. It's almost nearly impossible to compete and get one of those cities for me right now. They need 6 continents for that. Right now there's 5. There's 6 for Battlefield. There's only 5 for.
Like, have you seen this Neo Matrix guy?
Yeah, I reported him to Evony.
Everybody should be reporting him to Evony. I'm gonna do a video on him coming up. Like, it's ridiculous. The guy's 125 billion now.
Of him messaging me, trying to talk me to do pack loading and resource selling. Screenshotted it. Told Evony about all this botting. He's teaching people to bot pack, like what pack loading was. And then they replied asking me, could I provide ID numbers to all of his bots? And I was like, absolutely not. Just look at the server map.
Yeah.
When the rally starts.
See, that's one of their defense tactics. They just want you to go away.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna click on 120 accounts to get the IDs?
Yeah, I'm not gonna take my time to do that. Just look at the server map.
Yeah.
Rally starts automatically, all at the same time. 50 different accounts. I'm like, it's probably nearly every account in his alliance.
But as a new player, aren't you discouraged to know that you're going to be playing against that guy for the next however long you play the game?
Me out of the blue when I've never contacted him is not replies of mine. How many other people has he messaged? Obviously, he's taught his entire alliance to use that shit. Like, I wrote all of this in a ticket.
Yeah, it's the biggest problem in the game is the cheating and non-level playing field.
We're complaining about cheating. People might not want to hear that, but let me talk about one aspect of cheating. Cheating will ruin a game for you if you're doing it over time. Because at some point, if you acquire things in life that you didn't work for, you don't appreciate it. Now, I've cheated in games before, and it just ruined the game for me to a point where I think up my account anymore. And the people that cheat, this is why you've seen some of the biggest players in the game start selling their accounts because they start botting and cheating any way they possibly can. It's like all the rest, right? It's peer pressure to cheat. But if you do that, one day you're not going to give a shit about your account because the majority of the stuff you have on it, you didn't even spend the time to hurt yourself, and you're not even going to care about your account.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Display your account for you, so hopefully you can sell it.
Yeah, I agree with you. So when I first started this version of Evony 4 years ago, I People kept telling me you need an alt, and back then you only needed one alt. You didn't need like 20. And I refused. I was like, nope, I won't enjoy the game if I have alts. I know it. I've done other
100%.
games. I've done other games where I've created alts and it was just too much. It was like, nope, not going to enjoy it. And then eventually I broke down, couldn't compete without it, had to do it. One alt, man, like I wish it was only one alt now. Like it is ridiculous. It makes you not enjoy the game as much. You're completely right. I wish Evony would do something about it.
Because people doing this stuff, they're not competing at the game anymore. They're competing at their level of cheating. And that can only be fun for so long. Hey, gang, if you want to drink, because I got my refrigerator like 2 feet this way, and I'm just going to grab myself a wine cooler real quick. You got 5 seconds?
I wish you could send it overseas to me for sure.
Okay, give me 1 second,
Just
bro.
cyber send it to me. Yeah, so he touches on an interesting point there too with, the more that people, if you don't log in and play the game, if you just, alt and bot, and the game does become a lot less fun. Yeah.
I got the great wine cooler. I figured the wine cooler is like a complete bitch over here, but they're amazing.
One thing that I wanted you to talk about, you told me that you have a way that people could save money. So people use Aptoide, and then you said there's something on top of that they could do with PayPal.
Yes, sir. So PayPal has a program through MasterCard where they have a PayPal MasterCard credit card, and it gives 30% cash back, which is like unheard of for a credit card.
You're saying 3%, right? Like $3 out of $100? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Like I've had a couple of cashback credit cards for years, 1.5% on one. So as long as you make transactions through PayPal, you get 3%. They send you an actual physical card. MasterCard sends you an actual physical card in the mail when you apply for it, and you can use that card anywhere else. If it's not an online purchase, you use that card anywhere else, you get 2% cash back. But if it's a month of buying anything in Evony, you get 30% cash back. And you get that money as soon as you start the transaction. You don't even have to wait, a day or two for it to process.
Yeah. So it's basically just the rewards program of the credit card. So for example, I get travel rewards. I'm deciding to not get travel rewards and get a cashback reward.
Yeah. So it has a very high interest rate, but you just want to use that to process all the purchases in Evony and then just pay it off that day, or at least don't wait 30 days and you'll never be charged interest.
Yeah.
The base interest rate is like 19% or 23%. It's incredibly high. So you never want to hold it back with it. You do want to use it to make all purchases.
You realize you're talking to Evony players, right? I'm pretty sure many are in big debt. I don't think they're paying off the credit cards quickly.
Yeah, but 3% more on top of, 1 day a month, Aptoide does the extra 5%, and then you have the 5% from the promo codes. 3% more, that's bumping you over 30% maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, every bit counts for sure. I try and just have money in my PayPal account and just pay cash. But sometimes I go over and then it ends up going on a credit card.
Well, PayPal, and I'm sure a lot of other people, PayPal have been sending me pre-qualified letters about credit cards all the time. I just never, actually looked at it. I've had my main bank for over 25 years. Like I already had my cards. I don't need to apply for anything else. Then I actually looked at it one day. I was like, wow, 3% cash back. This is unheard of. And they also have a savings account. PayPal has a savings account. If you keep money there, you get 4% annual percentage rate, which is unheard of for a regular savings account. So people
Really,
can
I've
look
never
at
I've never
it.
known about their savings account. I'll have to look into it
Yeah,
because I always have
4%.
money in there.
4%.
Yeah,
That's really freaking good.
it is. All right.
Although
Well, I hope that lots of users take advantage of that.
full disclosure, I'm not holding any cash in the bank account right now. I owe money too. So we'll be clear about that.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for joining us, and make sure to
Well,
check out
hey,
Real
man,
Barb Life channel.
I really appreciate the invitation and you wanted to have me on one of your videos. If you want to talk anytime, we don't have to do a video, but if you ever want to contact me, it was a lot of fun. I participated in this, and I check out your channel on a daily basis.
All right. Thank
So
you very
thank
much,
you.
sir. So like, subscribe, leave a comment.